Hey guys, it's Allie, and sorry I have not posted in a year. I was in fifth grade back then, and I was all into, hey, let's do YouTube, and I stopped with it, and I think I'm gonna start up again now. So, um, by the way, I'm in sixth grade now. If you didn't know, I'm 12. If you didn't know, um, but basically, I'm going to start a new channel, and I'm going to be posting 2 times a week. I'm not sure what days yet. I will say that in another video. But yeah. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time. I'm not going to say what kind. I'm just going to wait till I get into the story. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's get started. So the story time I'm doing is going to be about when my brother shot himself. So I have 4 brothers, including the one that passed away. We're just going to say that. 3, not including the one who passed away. And so my brothers' names are Jeremiah, Luke, Jacob, and Josh. So Luke is the one who has passed away. He passed away on I don't remember what day he passed away. It's not something I want to keep in my brain. I've tried to really get that away and not think about that day, because I honestly think it's not a day we should put any goodness towards. Like, we should treat it as any other day. Yes, it's a really sad day, but when we remember the day, we're basically giving the day importance. That day is not important. That day is sad, but it is not worth remembering. I not saying don't remember him. I'm saying don't remember. I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm saying I would personally not remember the day. But I know that it was in September, and it was of 2017. It was a Sunday, and I had woken up, and something was wrong with my mom, and I was not sure what it was. I didn't know whether she was sick, and she told me at first that she was sick, like that she was not feeling well. And so I just kind of went along and believed that at the time, because they couldn't really tell me what was really going on. So plus I had my little cousin here, and yeah. So later on that morning, my mom just started crying, and I was like, okay, why is she crying? I mean, she's sick, unless she has like a disease. I don't know. I was just not thinking hard. I wasn't thinking, oh, what if something happened? I don't know. But all I know is I asked my mom, and she was like, should we tell her to Styles, which is my stepdad? And they're like, should we tell her and stuff? And basically, they told me, and they said, Allie, Luke passed away. They did not say Luke shot himself, they said Luke passed away. And so I didn't know the details. I didn't know anything, but all I know is I bursted into tears, because I was like, whoa, that's my brother, wow. And he was only at the age of 20 or 21. I know, I'm not really sure, but so I went in my room and I was crying, and my little cousin, she was at the age of 5, and she's 6 now. She's at the age of 5, and she asked me what was wrong, and I was like, I can't tell you, Maya, until I can tell you. I told her I would tell her later, basically. I couldn't tell her that yet. I wasn't able to let the words out. So I didn't really know what to do. Um, I could not stop crying. But all I know is that I opened up my computer, which what I'm recording on right now, my school computer, and I went to my email and I emailed my friend. I said, "Help me." Her name was, I'm not going to say her name in the video, we'll just use Rebecca. I said, "Help me, Rebecca. My brother's passed away." And she basically called my mom, made sure everything was okay. Mom explained to me not to leave someone on a path like that because they're not going to know what to do. So I freaked out Rebecca, and basically I finally got my mom. I kept asking her, what happened? How did he pass away? Because he always rode motorcycles and dirt bikes and four-wheelers. I didn't know if it was maybe because of a wreck. But my mom, she waited to tell me. She was like, "We're not sure yet. We don't know what happened yet. We're still figuring it out." So they told me that, but she kept getting calls from my grandpa. And he would, well, my dad, let's say my dad, he was saying that he told her the story, and this is the story. So he woke up and had a phone call from the sheriff's department, and he lives out in Tennessee. So um he was telling us that he was out in the country and stuff, and he was telling us that the sheriff's department had called and said that they had found my brother. And we were he didn't know what they meant by found, but they told him that he had passed. No, there wasn't a call. I'm sorry. They came to his house and they told him and said that he had passed away, but gave the story of that he shot himself in his car at a creek. And they said that they found him in his car. And I'm sorry if I start crying. And they said that they found him in his car with a rifle, and basically he had shot himself. And so my dad, called my mom and was talking to her and seeing if everything was okay and telling her, and they cried and stuff. So then we left to go to Tennessee because we wanted to go see the family as soon as possible. My brother Jeremiah and my sister Haven were there at the house. So we texted in a group chat the whole family and let them know what happened. My mom did. And I still at the time did not know that he had shot himself. I knew that he had passed away. I did not know what happened yet. And so I knew that my mom knew by this time. And I asked her, and she told me the details. And I remember just crying and crying. And so Maya, she started crying because she didn't understand what was going on, which Maya's my little cousin. And so she asked me, and I asked my mom if I could tell her. And my mom let me tell her, and Maya, my little cousin, kept asking why. She did not understand, and it was really sad because she knew what happened, but she did not understand why it happened. And it was really, really sad. So Maya's aunt and my aunt came over to the house, and my mom, she was not going to be able to drive from where we live out into the country. And So my aunt came over, and my mom was going to try to drive. Hold up, let me get my charger. My mom was going to try to drive, but she really didn't. She wasn't going to be able to, and we knew she wasn't going to be able to, but she told us she was going to be okay. But my aunt did not yet. My aunt, which is my mom's sister, did not yet know that my mom was planning to go to Tennessee. So my aunt came over, and she came over to give my mom a hug and see if everything was okay. And my aunt had offered to drive us to the country where we were going, and um, so we drove to the country, and we all, and also my cousin Sierra came too. She's at the, I'm not gonna say her age, but she's a woman. Um, she came too, and basically we all got into talking about some stories of like why it happened, or because we did figure out why it happened, and I'm gonna say that later on. But we were talking about it, and we were just talking about memories from Luke and the things we remembered from him, and like trying not to say the sad things about it. And of course we cried a lot, and of course we didn't like some things we couldn't just let out. I mean, it was really hard to understand. But I remember we stopped at this barbecue place, and they had just seen us crying, and I don't know, but they saw us crying, and I remember they gave me and my little cousin, I mean, of course the grown-ups probably wouldn't want them, but they gave me and my little cousin like these little bags of Scooby-Doo cookies, and like they were so like nice and stuff. But it's always nice to have things like that. But we went to go see my grandfather, my dad, and we talked and we cried, and I mean, my sister was not doing good. I mean, she was laying in bed, and she was just watching TV, just trying to get through it. And one of our really good friends, I'm not going to say his name, we're just going to say Robert for the sake of this video, he had come over, and he was one of Luke's good friends too. And when he figured out the news, he came over to the house immediately, because he lived like right down the street. But he came over to his house immediately and made sure everyone was okay. And like, we felt like that was one of the really nice things. But what happened and why my brother did this was because of a girl. I'm not going to get into details and say why, because we don't know why. We can't give proof why. We can't just basically blame it, but we know it was because of the girl. And something happened there, and that did happen. None of us will ever put that blame on the girl. But a miracle, well, not a miracle, but something really happy happened. And what happened was we were going down the road, and we were talking about some things, and we saw a rainbow, and it went so bright, and it was just shining up from the sky. And we thought about it, and we were like, what if that's a sign that Luke has gone to heaven? And I know that some people may not believe in that, but I do believe in that, and I do believe that my brother had to say some kind of prayer before he did anything like that, and he had to have spoke with God. And I'm sorry if you don't believe in God, but I do. And basically, that is the story of what happened with my brother. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of sad and tragic, but thanks for watching. Bye.